Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg podcast.
Hello, guys. Hope you are doing fantastic today.
Oh, shit. I just interrupted you very rudely. I'm sorry.
It's all good, Rose. I'm used to it.
You best. My friends, our lovely friend Daniel here has just taken out his wisdom teeth, and I would like him to tell you the story.
Oh God, yes. I was just you guys. I'm not sure how many of you listeners have had your wisdom teeth pulled. I'm sure there's quite a lot because I think it's a pretty common surgery. And yeah, so I just recently had mine done. I was scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Why were you so scared, Daniel?
I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. I'm used to regular surgery. Like if it's like a filling or something, that's fine. But like the thought of them going into my mouth and pulling teeth out freaked me out.
Oh God. Okay, tell us the whole situation.
So went into the dentist, right? And I wasn't under anesthetic or anything. They just froze part of my mouth, and it didn't hurt.
But that is anesthetic, no? Doesn't that count as anesthetic?
Well, maybe. What do they call it then? You know, the numbing cream? Is it
like they put you to sleep? They either put you to sleep or they put anesthetics, because anesthetic is just when they actually, I don't know what is the exact definition of anesthetic.
Maybe
isn't that just when you get rid of the pain?
You could be right.
Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe you know what, guys? Once again. Oh, no, a substance that induces insensitivity to pain. So, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it wasn't under anesthetic, yeah. So I just wasn't put to sleep.
Okay, oh, God damn. I was like, they didn't give you any anesthetic?
Oh, no, they definitely did. They froze the top part of my mouth. And
okay,
it was really gross because they were taking the two wisdom teeth out. And they were like, oh, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure, but that's normal. Don't worry. It's not going to hurt or anything. But as they were doing it, it literally felt like, I don't know. I felt like it sounded or felt like my tooth was cracking because it was
yes.
And I was like,
this is very normal.
I was like, oh my God, they're going to break my tooth. I was freaking out. And then they just and then they, all of a sudden you felt this it was pressure, and then it was just released. And then she's like, you're done. And I was like, what?
It was that quick? How many did you get taken out? 4?
Just 2.
That quick? So it felt really quick.
Oh, yeah. It was super. It literally the whole procedure took 10 minutes. Not even.
What?
Yeah. It was just boom.
I swear mine was forever. Maybe they've enhanced the technology.
No, but I think...
Okay, then after, what happened?
I think a big part of it, though, Rose, is that it depends what stage your wisdom teeth are, right? So my top wisdom teeth had fully come through my gums and everything, whereas I think for people that go in and they have to have their, more like a surgery where they have to cut open their, gums and, dig up there and pull the tooth out. I know. It's just so...
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I feel like we should have had a trigger warning.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should put a trigger warning on this one.
Oh my God. But it's bad. Okay. So then was it painful after, Daniel?
Actually not really. It hasn't been too bad. Basically I had gauze that I had to keep up there for half an hour because it was just to finish the bleeding and stuff. And then they were like, you can't, what's it called? You can't spit or do anything with a straw. You can't create any suction in your mouth because it's you have to help the blood to clot or something. But then after that, I took the gauze out and literally no pain, nothing. The only thing is yesterday I did feel really, really, really tired. So I don't know if that's
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you get it taken out yesterday or was it the day before?
The day before. So I got it on Saturday, but then Sunday I felt that's why I was let's record today, because yesterday I was just I just wanted to lounge. I just didn't feel 100%.
Are you sure that wasn't just, your usual self? I'm just kidding.
You know what, Rose? You know what? I did not sign up for this kind of abuse.
To know. Roast in session. Daniel, were you on a liquid diet?
I was, yeah. So I haven't eaten solids
for
until
a day.
Today.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
not too bad. Wow, that's like yours must have been like just ready to leave your mouth, you know?
Oh, they were ready. They were signing up for the deportation from my mouth. Okay.
Well, when I got mine done, guys, well, first of all, Daniel's face looks completely fine. Like my first concern when Daniel told me, I mean, a little scruffy, but you know, who doesn't love a little scruff? Hey, I said I like a little scruff. Not that my opinion matters to you, Daniel.
You know what, Rose? You are on a roll today. Oh
Anyways.
my goodness, the abuse.
Excuse me. You know what? It's been a long week. Anyway, no. I was like, because I didn't know you got your wisdom teeth pulled out. And when you told me, I was like, oh my God, are you going to be able to record? Because when I got mine taken out, you guys, my face literally was chipmunk. Like it was like fucking Chip and Dale situation. Okay. Like I looked literally, I wish I had a picture, but also I don't because I looked horrendous. I think I was in high school.
Yeah.
And my swollen face, I think it's because also my face just swells very easily. And
You're prone to swelling.
I am prone to swelling. And my goddamn swollen chipmunk face was like, I swear I had it for like 4 days. Like, I'm not even joking. And my parents made me go to goddamn school. like on my second or third day after the fucking wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
And then I remember like one of my teachers was like, oh, somebody had their wisdom teeth taken out. I was like, fuck my life. I'm going to kill myself.
Oh my God, that's so funny, Rose. I can't believe
It was bad.
I can't believe you went to school like that. I would have been like to my parents, I was like, definitely not. Like, I'm just refused to go.
I know I should have. Okay. But I guess I didn't stand my ground in high school. I don't know. But anyway, it was not a good experience for myself. I was also not put to sleep. But back then,
Yeah.
I remember almost everyone I talked to, they were put to sleep. And apparently all they do is just like inhale some sort of gas and then they just like fall asleep. And then by the time they wake up, everything's done and everything's great. For me, they just like numbed my mouth and then they started I think they gave me some sort of like, you know, drowsy medication, but I wasn't completely asleep. And I was like super emotional at the end because it was just a painful, terrible experience.
Yeah.
Like I remember they like took a part of the tooth out and then they had to like go digging in for like more because like it like cracked. It was
God.
bad.
That's probably why you had so much swelling though, Rose. That's probably why, because they had to
Maybe.
they had to go around and fish for parts of your tooth in your in your gums.
It was so gross.
And probably irritated
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
gum area. Like,
Probably.
Oh.
And then I remember I was like laying there just like half like drowsy, half like in pain, not really in pain, but like I could just feel it coming.
yeah.
And just like horrible experience. And my mom walked in and I started crying
Oh no.
because I think I was just like, you know, extra emotional because of the
Yeah.
drugs.
The thing is,
Anyways,
it's probably for the best that you didn't actually get put to sleep. I mean, I know that a lot of people.
Why?
No, I was gonna say I know that a lot of people opt for that, but actually, and don't quote me on this, but I have heard that being put to sleep is like really, really bad for people. Like, obviously, I get that you have to do it if you go for major surgery and stuff. But, like, think about it. It's not a normal thing. Like, literally, when they're putting people under general anesthetic or whatever it is, they put that mask on and they put you to sleep, right? Like, this is just for surgeries, but also for like, dental if they put you to sleep or whatever. It's like you're literally forcing somebody to sleep by giving them these chemicals, right? This, like, thing that makes you fall asleep.
Oh.
And then think about it, too, like... Yeah. And then the crazy thing is, it's so crazy how our bodies are like this, though, because literally the doctors and dentists can give us a chemical that makes us fall asleep like this. And then they can wake us up just as fast, all using like chemicals and shit. Right. Like it's
like the opposite drug.
Yeah. It's like insane because like, you know, when you wake somebody up from after they've been asleep, and, you know, that's why a lot of people after they go through like well, obviously they're tired because of the surgery and stuff. But also when you wake up from general anesthetic, you're like very fatigued. You feel really drowsy because it's not normal and natural. And I don't know if it's exactly the same for people, but I used to be obsessed with this TV series back in the day called Zoo Diaries. This was like a long time ago. It was like a docu-series about the Toronto Zoo. And one of the things that they talked about with the animals as well is anytime they were like moving animals to different facilities or whatever else, they'd put them to sleep, right? They'd tranquilize them. And they said, actually, this is one of the hardest things on the animal's body. And so many animals would actually like die in the process because it's just not it's not a normal or natural kind of thing, right? You're inducing sleep on somebody or some animal, right? So it's actually quite, even for people, like, to be under, that's why they say, like, I mean, obviously for some people, I like, and for those that are like our listeners and stuff, I totally understand a lot of people, especially with dentists, they just rather be put to sleep. But like, if you can brave the surgery, like if it's not necessary to be under the anesthetic, then I would say like just opt for the mouth numbing and stuff, because like it's just not good for your body to be forced into like a state of sleep, if that makes sense.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know the exact, like I should probably like look up an article or something, but I've heard it so many times, so like I mean it makes sense. Yeah, because you literally like you're forcing, or the doctor or whoever, like, and again, like if I have to go in for a major surgery, like let's say they have to cut open my body, like I'm gonna want to be asleep for that, obviously.
Of course.
But like yeah, it's not a good thing, you know what I mean? Like it's not something that, like, if you have the option not to, then I would suggest not doing it if you can. Yeah. Oh
my God. Yeah, that's true. That freaks me out. The whole concept of just like, you know, getting put to sleep, and even just the concept of like painkillers. I'm like, wow, like, I mean, it's pretty amazing, scientifically speaking, that, you know, humanity came up with this, you know, whole concept. I mean, that itself alone probably revolutionized the entire medical industry, like the concept of painkillers and anesthetics, because without that, you can't do like half the shit that we do.
Yeah, there was actually a really big issue as well with painkillers. I can't remember which painkiller it was. I think, and again, guys, don't quote me on this one, but like, I think
don't quote us on anything, my friends.
Yeah, like on like literally everything today. I'm just like, don't quote me.
We're, you know what? We're not a news network. We're just a bunch of people talking.
Exactly. We're just chatting shit. But no, with regards to like painkillers and stuff, there was one called, I believe it was Oxycontin, that was prescribed pretty heavily in the US, I think in parts of Canada as well. And it led to a lot of some serious addiction problems for people. So like, you know, people would go in and have like a major surgery or something, and then their doctor would prescribe them this Oxycontin or whatever. I think it was Oxycontin. And it's like super, super highly addictive. So like they would go in with no like addiction problems. And then some people would actually leave the hospital with like a serious dependency, even after the pain had gone, on these like drugs. So like sometimes it's really crazy. Scary. Yeah. That's why
it is crazy.
Yeah, that's why they say on like certain prescription stuff, I think codeine is one of them, where they're like, do not take more than like 4 of these a day because this is a highly addictive like painkiller or something. And I'm just like, oh God, scary.
And like morphine too? Yeah. Isn't morphine also?
Yeah, morphine's another one. Jesus. Yeah. So it's all kind of scary shit.
Oh God. So basically we need to try to avoid just generally having surgery in general. Well, I mean, because if you have surgery, you're going to usually have to have some sort of painkiller.
I don't want to scare people on this podcast about it, but I'm just saying, like, I know that there has been issues.
I mean, it's something to keep in mind for sure. Exactly. You're right. A lot of people get addicted to painkillers, and you're right. They don't have any issues before, but maybe they have some sort of addiction in their family. Yeah. And it's like a genetic thing, and it runs in their family. And then before they know it, they get addicted.
Exactly. Well, that's like, I used to also watch another series that I used to watch back in the day, guys. I watched a lot of series apparently all the time.
Apparently.
Well, one of them, I think it was from Canada or the US. Actually, maybe it was both, but like there was a show called Intervention.
You love that show.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really sad show, but like at the same time, there was some happy moments as well when like people did recover. But basically, guys, it's a show about addicts, and quite a large number of them, you know, started off, or their gateway for them was Oxycontin or some kind of painkiller medication. And it was like pretty crazy, like how many people like went down that path from having, you know, been exposed to painkillers in a hospital. So,
but is like, okay, my question. Is it usually just like, let's say they have like one surgery, and then do they take it after the surgery to manage the pain after? So they'll have like a certain amount that the doctor prescribes. Yes. And then after those few days, they like feel so good that they keep going. Is that what it is?
This is my thought process for this. It could be, yeah. It's like that they're prescribed a certain medication. Let's say you did something really serious, and probably you have to be on painkillers for like maybe a month or something. I don't know, like a long time, right?
Okay.
Let's say it's a very long healing process. So you're on these painkillers, and obviously you're taking them probably every day. It's making you feel really good. You're not really feeling the pain. But also you're not feeling a lot of other stuff because painkillers do numb a lot of sensation, a lot of feeling. So, maybe people with trauma or other things, they're like taking it and they're just feeling on a high. They're just like, oh my God, all this pain's gone. I'm feeling amazing. And then as they get to the end of that like period, they might start to feel that dependency and be like, oh no, I don't want to stop this because it's making me feel so good.
Right.
And then it starts to, spiral and it gets a little bit crazy and
oh God. Is it super dangerous?
I think so. Like, I think abusing most of those kind of painkillers would be super dangerous. So yeah.
God. Scary.
I think it's just a reminder for all of us just to like follow what's on the like, prescription bottle. And, if we are taking painkillers, follow the prescribed. Because I think some people, they think, I'm not going to follow it because, maybe my pain threshold, or not my pain threshold, maybe I need a few more because of X, Y, Z. But they're not just, I believe the doctors aren't just putting it on there that because of a certain release of the medicine or whatever is only for certain hours. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they're also putting it on there because if you start to take too many of them, it can become addictive. If you take too many in a certain period of time, then you could have issues. Again, guys, not a physician or a doctor, but those are just my initial thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're starting off the podcast heavy with the talk of Oxycontin.
Oh God. And the news stories aren't that great this week either, Rose. Let me tell you.
Oh shit, Daniel. What do you have for us?
They're not that bad. It's more, again,
Okay.
It's
you know what? We could spin this into a funny podcast.
Actually, some of these stories, I mean, what these people did is stupid, but we can turn it into like a fun thing.
Oh God. So, okay. Tell me.
Let's talk about the first story that we have today, which is, I don't know if you heard about this one, Rose. This is on the news today, actually. There was a scandal here in Canada about a couple from British Columbia that decided they wanted to skip the queue in terms of getting vaccinated. So I'm going to read you the article and I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, I haven't heard of this.
You haven't? Oh my God. It's so...
I haven't checked the news at all today.
Okay. So basically, this is the article. So Great Canadian Gaming CEO and wife were ticketed after allegedly flying to the Yukon to get the COVID-19 vaccine. The Vancouver couple were ticketed for disobeying isolation requirements and traveling to the Yukon to jump the COVID-19 vaccine. So the guy's name was Rod Baker. He was 55. His wife was 32. And the couple were required by territorial law when they arrived in the Yukon to isolate for 14 days. But allegedly they took a private plane to the remote community of Beaver Creek to receive the Moderna vaccine. Now, Beaver Creek, the reason, I guess it's like a really small community, like up in the Yukon.
It's in Yukon?
Yeah, and it borders, I think it borders Alaska, so it borders like the U.S. So it was already identified as like a priority area to like go get vaccines. And yeah, so they took a private plane over there. They didn't follow any of the like quarantining rules and tried to get ahead of everybody to get this vaccine. Yeah.
And then did they get it or did they just get fined?
So it actually doesn't say in this article if they actually got the vaccine. They must have. I believe that they got the vaccine and this is why they're in trouble. Blah, blah, blah.
What did they get fined? They sound like a very wealthy couple.
Exactly. Get this. Okay, this is the part where I wanted to like have a good discussion with you because guys, the couple, I don't know if they for sure got their vaccine or not. They flew there with the intention of getting it. I don't know 100%, but anyway, they've each received two $575 fines for failing to self-isolate and failing to behave in a manner consistent. But get this. So each fined $575, 2 tickets. And guess what? The gentleman was compensated last year because he was CEO of the Great Canadian Gaming Company. He was compensated $10.6 million in 2019. So
oh my God. What is this Great Canadian Gaming Company? Do they sell like games?
No, I think that they're a like gambling. I want to say like gambling company.
Oh, I see.
Like I think
so to them it's just a like pocket change.
Well, this is the whole thing. This is why I'm like really like if you're gonna create fines, they have to be proportional, right? Like
right.
Somebody that's earning 10.6.
Do you think they have to be proportional to somebody depending on what they're earning? Interesting.
Well, potential. Okay, no, okay. hang on.
That's
let
an
me just,
interesting
like,
perspective.
let me rewind that a little bit. But I just think that because the whole idea of a fine is to prevent somebody from doing something, right? So maybe I don't know what I think. Okay, guys, I'm like all over the place this evening. But like, okay, the point of a fine is to deter somebody from doing that, right? Somebody that's earning $10.6 million a year, a $575 ticket is not going to deter them from doing anything. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, if it's just a ticket,
They should go to jail, these motherfuckers.
Exactly. Well, this
What do
is
you
the
think?
thing.
Should we put them in jail?
I think that there should be more.
Agreed, man. What the fuck do they think they're doing? They think just because they're rich and they can get a private jet, they can just fucking fly there, risk people's lives, and get the vaccine just because he's, owner of some kind of gambling motherfucking company?
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Put those bitches in jail.
Yeah, apparently so this particular community of Beaver Creek is also close to like a First Nations settlement, and this was also another reason why they were like priority list, because I know that, like, for example, in a lot of the First Nations communities, the COVID-19 has like really like hit them hard. I guess
So the First Nations community was the priority, correct?
Yes,
because that community
I believe so,
got hit really hard. So these people that are not in the First Nations communities decided to go from Vancouver to the Yukon, which, by the way, is very like not many people live in Yukon, do they?
No, it's very sparsely populated.
So the Yukon is one of the territories of Canada. For those of you guys, just for a little geography lesson, and it's up north of Canada, which there aren't that many people there. Okay, and I honestly don't even know what it's probably like nothing. Like it's probably very
like
little.
Small.
Okay?
I mean, they have a few big. Like I've been to the Yukon before.
Yeah.
So
you went to the Yukon?
Yes.
Where? You've been to the Yukon?
Yes. I went up there like on a road trip in the summer, like years ago. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
it was amazing, or was it Daniel amazing?
It was no. It was really. It's.
Did you see the Northern Lights?
To this day, I have literally never seen the Northern Lights. I'm so disappointed.
You were in the Yukon. Wasn't that the point? Like, isn't that the only reason people go to the Yukon, or no?
No, there's so much other stuff up there. Honestly, I went to some amazing like hot springs and like some forests, and like it was beautiful. It was very beautiful up there. Like, don't get me wrong, but you're right. There's very small communities there, very sparsely populated, and like this particular Beaver Creek, it wasn't just First Nations settlement. A First Nations settlement was right next to it, but like. That was part of the reason why they were priority for this particular thing, for this vaccine. Oh
my God.
I just think it's just such like entitled behavior of this couple.
Oh, so entitled. Yeah. Oh, that pisses me off so much.
The worst part is too, and like, I don't know, again, I'm like, okay, the guy was like, what, 55? The girl was like 32, like our age. And I'm just kind of like.
She was 32?
Yeah. And I was like, guys,
oh my God,
you're not even in the high risk category. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm sure your little penthouse or your massive penthouse in Vancouver, you can isolate quite nicely there until the vaccine rolls out in Vancouver. Like, why are there people that think that they're, ahead of other people for whatever reason? Like
because they have money and society tells them that they have money. Therefore, they should get everything before everyone else. But my whole thing is like, first of all, I'm glad they got caught and they're being like named and shamed. Like, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think like that's better than like maybe putting them in jail, name and shame.
He's lost his job.
Oh my God. Why do people do dumb shit like this? It's like, you know what? It's like, like you're exactly right. They probably have a nice place in Vancouver, okay, overlooking the goddamn waterfront, whatever it is. And just living their lives, and they probably don't ever need to leave the house. They could probably have everything delivered to them, just like everything is great. It's not like you have to go and work, at a grocery store. Like there are actual people working because they have to work during these times. And then there's people like this that are trying to take advantage of the situation. It's like, fuck off, fuck off.
I know what I'm just like, I'm like also like, did you not like, when you have this kind of idea, maybe like run it by your friends and family and get any kind of feedback for them to be like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Or even
they're probably not. They probably know that they shouldn't have done that to some degree. They probably try to do it like, on the
down low,
without anyone knowing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. That's why they decided to take a private jet, you know?
Well, this is it. That's why I'm like, also the fine though of $575. Like, this is a couple that flew up there with a private jet. Okay, like,
Right, it's a joke.
It is a joke. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like next level. But like, I guess the spokesperson for this like First Nations community was like, this is ridiculous. Like, there should be jail time. I can't see anything less for what our community has been through the last few days. The exhaustion. It's just mind-boggling. You know, like.
Oh God. It's hard with these situations because COVID is such a new thing for us that I feel like we haven't even decided what's the proper like punishment for, you know, violating COVID rules or trying to, you know, take advantage of a system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's difficult.
It's a like tough one. Like, it's crazy. Like, well, and get this.
It's a bit insane.
There's a bit more in the article. So apparently
Okay.
this pair, allegedly, this couple, presented themselves as visiting workers, misleading staff at the mobile clinic in Beaver Creek. Yeah. And then I guess territorial enforcement officers received a call about the couple because obviously Beaver Creek's probably like a small, tight-knit community, right? So like, it's only a community of like, I think 200, 300 people or something. It's like small, right? So of course they're going to know. And I guess the couple was later intercepted at Whitehorse Airport. Like, Whitehorse is the main city there in the Yukon. So I think that's how they were actually caught. But like here, I can't believe it, allegedly presenting themselves as visiting workers, misleading the staff at the mobile clinic. Like,
I'm actually like flabbergasted as to why they needed to do this in the first place.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But that's what I don't understand either. Like, you are already, you know what I mean? You're earning like tens of millions of dollars a year. Okay. You have a very nice lifestyle. You can afford to isolate in probably a fucking beautiful property.
yeah.
And like you said, have food delivered every day, living not their best life, but you know what? Enjoying whatever. And it's like, and you have the audacity to go to like a community that might not, a community that probably is struggling, you know what I mean? And taking advantage and misleading people and pretending to be, you know, people that you're not. Like, you must know that's wrong. I don't care who you are, but you must know that's wrong.
Yeah. But then, you know, society tells us that when you have money, of course, you can buy your way into, you know, whatever it is that you want. So if you have so much money, you probably just get blinded by it. You're like, I have the money. Why not just fly there?
Yeah.
Why not just do this?
Exactly.
It's just a little fib, you know?
Exactly. And it's not a big deal. If I get fined, it's no worries. I'll just, I'll take it out of my whatever account that has $25 million in it. Like, no big deal. But
well, you can pay that, but you can't earn back your reputation.
This is very true.
Good luck.
True. He's lost his job anyway.
See, nowadays, that's insane. So now what's he going to do?
I mean, he's probably got a lot saved. So
he'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, now that we're talking about, you know, people being shamed and getting fired or whatever. So he got fired, yeah? Or did he step down?
I think he stepped down, yeah.
Okay. So I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but like this was quite a few years ago, I think. There was this like scandal with a company, I think it was called Chick-fil-A. Do you know that? Like a chicken company? They sell, it's like fast food in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was like this scandal. I think it was Chick-fil-A. I'm not sure exactly if that's a company, but
yeah.
So this company, I guess the CEO of this company maybe made some like homophobic remarks. So he was like outed for being like a homophobe. Okay. And then, by the way, if this is not Chick-fil-A, I'm sorry. I think it is Chick-fil-A. But anyways, the CEO was like, you know, saying all this like horrific things. And then so obviously there was a scandal and a lot of people were like boycotting Chick-fil-A and like not happy about Chick-fil-A. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And then this guy that I guess was like a CFO or something of a company. I don't know what company, but he was, you know, he was a pretty high ranking person in a company, probably earning quite a bit of money. He decided that it was a good idea. And I remember seeing this video at the time. And I remember being like, oh, Lord, my friend, don't do that. But anyways, he ended up driving. Do you remember this story? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, not at all. I don't remember this at all.
Okay. So this guy decided, you know what? Like, to his credit, he was defending, like he was going against the homophobic remarks, but he did it in like the worst way possible. So basically he like got in his car and went to the drive-through of just like a random Chick-fil-A and just started harassing the worker that was working there. Like just being like, how, I don't know exactly what he said. I can't remember, but it was like, I'm sure the video is still online. He was basically like, oh, how do you feel about working for such a homophobic company? Like blah, blah, blah. And just like harassing this poor minimum wage worker that's just like doing her job. And he like filmed it thinking like, oh, this is like what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like he filmed it. He posted it thinking that was like normal. And then,
oh my God.
Because he was obviously, you know, like he was thinking I'm defending, you know, gay people. I'm defending LGBT community. So he probably thought like, you know what, it's fine. We're obviously boycotting this company, but it's like, you don't attack the front, like, you know, you don't attack the service worker when they have nothing to do with what the CEO said. Like what? Anyways, so he did that and then it massively backfired. And then like his video went viral for all the wrong reasons. And then I don't know if he stepped down or if he got fired. But then the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I recently saw on YouTube, it was like a random recommended video. This guy, I guess he like lost his job and then he like couldn't find a job forever. Like, I don't know if he ended up finding a job, but eventually he got on food stamps.
Oh my God. This just goes to show you though, the power, like you said, the power of reputation. And, you know, we've talked about this a few times, but you know, like, and this is another extreme example, but obviously like, you know, well, we've talked about like Soho Karen, all of these like people that, you know, are doing stupid shit, especially nowadays, because everything can get filmed, right? Like just think about like your actions. Yeah. And actually I have to say, like, I'm honestly so thankful that like my early, you know, my early bar days and like back in university and stuff when we were going there, like yes, people started to get camera phones, but it wasn't such a big thing as it is now. Like now literally everybody has a camera phone, right? Like back in the day, like it would be like the cool kid would have the camera phone, everyone else would have cell phones, but like or you had a camera on it but it was like really bad quality. Like it's just come a long way, right? So I'm so happy and thankful for like, not that I did anything that crazy, but even just like drunken moments or whatever. But like these people that are just acting so poorly, like in some ways it is kind of like karma in a way that it's like, look, you just made a fool of yourself. Like you shouldn't have done that. But then it's like, well, at what degree do they like, you know, start to, what's the word? You know, like when you like, they suffered enough, I guess. At what point is it like, oh,
right. Yeah. Like, does the punishment fit the crime?
Exactly. Does the punishment fit the crime? That's exactly it. So I don't know. I did
feel bad for this guy because I'm like, you know what? He probably just made a really stupid judgment call, which he did at that time. Like, I don't necessarily think he was trying to bully this, you know, poor girl. Like, he probably just thought, I'm standing up for gay people.
The LGBT
and because he's the one that posted this video, right? Yeah. He just had a really bad judgment. And then, like, poor, like, I did feel bad for him. Like, I do think he should have been criticized. Yeah. But you know what? Unfortunately, sometimes like when you ruin your reputation like that, it's really hard to, you know, gain it back.
Exactly. And this is the thing. It's like nowadays, every single, like, I mean, pretty much every single company, like if you're applying somewhere, they're going to do like a Google check on you or like even just a quick, like,
oh God, I would change my name.
I know. And if you have something like that, yeah, I think that's the only thing. Like that poor Stampede girl as well, that incident that we brought up about, you know, about the Calgary Stampede. God. Like, you know.
Let's give them a little summary, Daniel. Give them a little summary.
In case you guys don't remember in the last episode, or not last episode, a couple episodes ago anyway, we talked about Calgary Stampede, which is like a big festival here in Calgary that's like an outdoor rodeo with like rides and country artists come here. Anyway, like quite a few years ago, a girl and two guys were caught having kind of like a threesome out in the parking lot in broad daylight. And then basically the girl, unfortunately, received a lot of backlash, way more than the guys. I mean, to this day, people barely even know who the two guys were. But because of that now, I'm sure if she goes to apply for a job and if they just Google her name, just do a simple Google search, boom, it's going to pull up all of those results. And like they're going to take another candidate over her probably. So it's kind of sad. Like in some ways.
It's actually really bad. Yeah, it actually is really bad.
So...
Oh,
you know.
So guys, let's be careful what we do out there. Let's be
Exactly.
careful what we do out there.
Especially if you're under the influence. Like if you've had a few to drink, just be like really try to be mindful, I guess, because like, yeah, everybody has a camera nowadays. Like it's just like if you did something stupid, like people are going to catch it on camera. Like no doubt.
Oh, it's actually so bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. But anyway, some people deserve it, I think. And some people, maybe the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, I think they should be publicly shamed.
Oh, 100%. 100%. They should be, you know, and I think that they should be slapped a little bit more than a $575 fine, in my own personal opinion.
Yeah, that does seem a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, because I also heard in like Quebec and some of the other states, like the fines were a lot more. Like if you were caught having like a house party, you would get fined so much. Like you would get the owner of the house would get fined like $5,000 or $10,000, and then also an additional. Every single person at that party would also get fined, and the owner of the house would get fined like, you know, $500 or $1,000 per person that was in their house. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of money. Like it was like a lot to try to deter people from like that behavior, you know?
And it's still going on. And it's funny you mentioned that because again, I saw a different video today and it was about this like 17-year-old kid that I guess met up with his father in somewhere in Quebec, in the province of Quebec, to like go fishing or something. And then he was driving back. And right now Quebec has a curfew. Maybe it was Ottawa. Anyways, it was one of those places. Okay. So he was driving from one province to the next. And one of the provinces has a curfew of 8 p.m. So you're not allowed to be out after 8 p.m. And then he got caught because I think it was like snowing as well. So like he said he had to drive slowly and he was trying to get home. And he was 12 minutes past the curfew and he got fined over $500.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if we put that into consideration, hell no, $500 is not enough.
Exactly. So another story that I wanted to talk about, which again is about the vaccine and
VID. Oh, God.
And it's about the VID. So now, first we had this couple like in Canada, you know, trying to skip the line and basically get ahead of other people, which again, another point that I like feel like pisses me off a bit about it is like, especially the people that need to get the vaccine are those like over 70, over 75, because I mean, I don't know, like I looked at the stats the other day, even just for Alberta, and I think it can be extrapolated to the like global population is like 90%, or I don't know the exact percentage, but like a huge majority of the people that are really getting impacted by this are over 70. Those are the people that need to get vaccinated, you know? So the fact that people think that they can just jump the queue to try to get the vaccine, it's like they're taking that away from people that actually probably need it a lot more than they do. That's the part that pisses me off.
Yeah.
But anyway, this other
very true.
Yeah. It's like, makes me angry.
And frontline workers.
Yeah.
Who are putting their lives at risk as well.
Exactly.
They should be getting it before everybody else.
100%. Well,
have they even all got vaccinated yet? Like
no,
all the frontline workers?
It's been the rollout has been for frontline workers, frontline workers,
frontline workers,
frontline workers, and like especially those that work in like long-term care facilities and things like that.
Right.
And also elderly that are in those kind of like old age homes and stuff. I think that's been the priority for now.
Right.
So another vaccine issue. So apparently the state of Florida was having some issues with their vaccine rollout because originally people could get vaccinated in the province of Florida, the state of Florida.
The state of Florida, yeah.
Yeah. If they were over the age of 65. So what was happening is actually you had people that were flying from other states to Florida to try to get their vaccine. And also people from Canada, apparently, as well. Some Canadians were flying down to Florida as well to get their vaccine. And like some of them were legit, like they had houses there and stuff, but still they're trying to like, again, kind of take advantage of the fact. So now...
cheat the system?
Exactly. So now Florida, they called it vaccine tourism, basically. So anybody in Florida now is required to have proof of residency.
Okay. So I assume that they're giving the vaccines for free in this scenario?
I think so, yeah.
Or do they have to pay? Okay. Oh, first little taste of socialized medicine, United States. Guys, how does it feel? Anyways, it's pretty awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I don't believe that anyone would be paying for this vaccine in the U.S. because they're like, we need to vaccinate everybody. You know what I mean? It's like a mandatory thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, I mean, if it was paid, they would have literally vaccine tourism. They would have people that have money that will pay for it and they'll come and do it. Like some
Exactly.
people in Canada will like, if they want like some sort of surgery. And obviously with Canada, what happens is with our healthcare system, it's based on like need. So if you like,
Yeah.
for example, if I like broke my leg right now, I could go to the emergency room and they would probably help me right away, because I'd be in pain and, you know, whatever. And if I was having like a heart attack, they would help me. Okay. But if I was like, you know, if I cut my arm with a knife and there was a bit of blood or something, they put a bandage on me and it wouldn't be immediate. And if I needed some sort of surgery that wasn't life threatening, they would put me on a wait list. And yeah, sometimes that wait list is long. Because we have, you know, our own issues. Of course, like our healthcare system isn't perfect, but there's a lot of people that will fly to the US that have the money, will just pay for the surgery in the US or somewhere else. I personally don't believe in that. I believe in a public healthcare system. I think that, well, the problem is when you have the two healthcare systems close together, a public and a private, of course, people are going to, you know, try and pay for the private if they can, because it's going to be, unfortunately, for the people that don't have money, it's going to be better service for the people that do have money.
I think,
So.
do we not in Canada? Like, I thought we had a little bit of both. Like, we primarily have a public system,
No,
but I
we
think,
don't have.
we don't have any private healthcare. I thought
Well,
we
I
did.
mean, no, we only, okay, so our dental is private.
Yeah.
And I think our prescription, like, I guess it depends on what you, like our prescription medication, I don't think is, it's not public. So, like, you would have to pay quite a bit, but it's not as expensive as the US. I think it is still, like, relatively reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the dental care is definitely private because it's
know.
expensive as fucking
It's
shit. Okay.
It's expensive as hell.
It's fucking ridiculous, honestly. But yeah, we have a public healthcare system.
I thought so. But I agree with you. I think, you know, it does. I think in the US it's public and private, right? Like they do have a little bit of a public healthcare system. Didn't they have like Obamacare?
I think they have. I don't know
like,
exactly how it works. Okay, well they have like, I think what's called Medicare and Medicaid or whatever exactly, where I think after a certain age they qualify for the kind of seniors public system. I don't know exactly how it works. But it's mostly private. So like if you don't qualify, I think they only allow you to have, again, I don't know if it's Medicare or Medicaid or if it's interchangeable, but I think if you are under like the poverty line or something, then you might qualify for like Medicare or Medicaid, one of those things. And then you might get some like healthcare for free if you like don't have a job and you don't make any money. But the problem is a lot of people, they fall just like slightly above maybe that, you know,
threshold.
that like threshold. And then they don't necessarily make enough money to pay, you know, for the insurance and all the stuff that comes with, medical insurance. But they're also not poor enough to qualify for the free healthcare, so they're kind of stuck in that like really bad place.
They're
so
squished. They're that section of the middle class that's being squeezed. You know what I mean? That like isn't getting any of those kind of benefits, but like, you know, can't really afford. You know, they're getting squeezed out of other areas as well. So interesting.
Oh God, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
I just would be like, I don't know what it would be like, because in my mind, because I've pretty much grown up in Canada. Yeah, I lived in the UK for like 6 years, but they also...
UK has the NHS.
Yeah, they have public healthcare as well. So like for me, I've just never been anywhere where I ever had a fear, like if I was having a heart attack, like, or something crazy happened, I would never have any... the thought wouldn't even cross my mind that, oh my God, I need to pay for this. I can't afford it. Don't take me to the hospital. You know, like that wouldn't even cross my... I would just be like, take me to the hospital. Let's get this done. You know, like... It's like, yeah, I couldn't imagine like that's how your life would be, like in a sense that like
I know
you would have to worry about those things, because that's like, I feel like a basic human right is that you're entitled to healthcare.
100%.
But
100% it should be.
Yeah.
Because it's like the problem is you can't base a human need like that and put a price tag on it and make a profit out of it. Like that's, of course it's going to cost money to, you know, give healthcare. It's expensive, 100%. But when you put a price tag on it and make it so that people are making a profit off of you being sick, That's fucked up. And then you know how I started watching Good Girls? Guys, I started watching Good Girls on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
And I like, because like one of the ladies, what happens is like her child has leukemia, right? Or some kind of cancer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And yeah, I think she has leukemia. And that's one of the reasons why these women start to, you know, get involved in criminal activity, because it's very expensive. Even if you have insurance, the problem is that it's still going to be very expensive. Apparently you obviously have to pay your premiums, and then apparently you have to have like a copay. I don't know what that means, but like every time you go to the doctor, there's a certain amount that you still have to pay, even though you've been paying into your insurance. It's still not going to be free. And then they only cover up to a certain amount, and then they'll try to get you to not be covered for some certain things. So it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. So
isn't
it's like,
isn't that also like, just to like talk about like TV shows and stuff? Because guys, obviously we neither of us live in the US. We don't know exactly how the system works.
Yeah. But it's always based on medical issues.
Yeah. Do you remember Breaking Bad when he got cancer?
Yes.
And basically part of the reason why he started to go to delve into criminal activity was because he couldn't afford to make those payments.
Yes. Apparently medical bankruptcy is like the biggest cause of bankruptcy or something. Again, don't quote me.
So sad.
But it's really sad. Like when you watch like people talking about this stuff, it actually breaks my heart so much. But just imagine like you just one day, you know, got sick, you know? Maybe you slipped on something, got hit by a car, like whatever the fuck it is. It's maybe not your fault. And then you end up just like thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. That's crazy.
Oh God, it's so sad. I can't even think about it.
I know.
Like,
a lot of people like even like kill themselves because it's like too much, and it's just really bad. It's really bad, honestly.
Oh God. Like it's just really sad. That's
we're very lucky. Even though, I mean, we don't have a perfect system, but I mean, I would opt for a more socialized system for, I think everything should be covered. This is my radical view. I think like healthcare in terms of everything should be covered. Like, you know, all your, you know, physical stuff, but also your dental. Like dental is a big part of healthcare. Yeah. Like if you have shitty teeth, it's going to be hard. Like it's going to impact, you know, the rest of your health. So dental, I think, should be covered. Your eye care, mental health, 100%, I think should be covered. But that's just me. I'm just a communist.
God damn, Rose, you be one of those commies, isn't you? No, I'm just kidding.
I is a commie.
Oh God damn. No, but I also agree with a lot of that. I'm like, you know, there's certain things like, again, basic, like I feel like those are basic human rights that you should have access to healthcare, like free healthcare, and for certain things. Obviously, if you're doing like non-essential surgical procedures and stuff, I mean, that's a choice that you've made. Like,
you mean you're not going to cover my Botox, Daniel? You don't want my Botox to be covered?
I'm so sorry, Rose. No. Speaking of Botox, I was thinking.
I thought you wanted to get your. Oh, shut up! I thought you were going to say your Brazilian butt lift.
Oh yeah, no, that's for later on in life. You know what I mean? Once everything starts sagging down, then I'm gonna have to do that.
Why is it called Brazilian butt lift? Do they have a specific technology?
Well, it's when they like I don't know, guys. Again, don't quote me on this. It's when they.
I thought you did all the research, Daniel. Come on, don't pretend like you didn't do all the research.
They like suck fat from certain parts of your area, and then they re-inject that fat into your like fat in your butt. Guys, we're just kidding here. This is not something that I was ever thinking of doing. Okay, it's always something I joke with Rose about.
I've heard of stuff like where they suck fat out of your your stomach or something, and then they put it in your boobs. So it's like kind of like a natural boob job.
Like a more natural, yeah. But the thing is, I heard you have to be, again, really careful with this type of procedure because if it's not done properly and it's not injected properly, then the fat can enter into your bloodstream and stuff, and it can be like really quite dangerous. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not advocate for this. This is not, no. I mean, if people want to do it, but I feel like there's always going to be risks to this kind of, there's always going to be a risk.
Yeah. Anytime anybody's doing a surgery, even if it's essential or non-essential, whatever, anytime you're cutting your body up and you're doing things, there's a risk, right? Like it's inevitable. Yeah. Like even going into the dentist and getting wisdom teeth pulled, there's some risk there. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to be like, smooth sailing. You never know what could happen, right? So you could end up like Rose and look like a chipmunk after, you know? God damn.
God damn, you'd be rude as hell. I opt for trying to avoid surgery as much as possible. That's my thing.
I think that's the best approach. I'm also the same. Like I try to I also try to like where I can, you know, we were talking about medications and stuff before. Like obviously if I get like a really bad headache or something happens, then I will take some Advil or Tylenol or whatever. But I try to, if I can bear the pain and I can manage it myself, I try not to take anything for it. Cause I'm like, I think there's something to be said about your body being able to kind of combat some of these things on its own.
For sure. No, I do the same where, like for a long time, I almost never took any sort of painkillers. I mean, mainly because I wasn't like in pain all the time or anything like that. But like, even if I had like a headache or something, I would try to avoid it as much as possible. Because I do think like you do get kind of dependent and it becomes less effective as you take more and more. Exactly. So you don't want to take too much when it's not so bad.
Yeah. Exactly. So another fun story, guys.
Is it another thing about the vid?
It's not about the vid actually, but it's a little bit it's a little bit creepy.
Shit.
You know, I'm sure you've like, I think we have them in Calgary as well, but have you seen those like, you know, some houses will have these like blue little things on them that says, you know, the house is secured by ADT. It's like a security company.
Sure. Yeah.
So basically this security company, they'll come in, they'll install like cameras in your house and like do whatever, you know, basically set up a security system. So, just recently, one of the ADT technicians, who I guess would be the person coming to your house installing all of this stuff, pleads guilty to spying on customer camera feeds for years. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's so bad. So apparently the person that did this, he breached customer privacy on over 220 accounts and admitted to viewing those accounts 9,600 times over a period of 4.5 years. So he now faces up to 5 years in federal prison and obviously computer fraud charges. So according to this whole plea, this guy admitted to violating company policy, obviously, by routinely adding his email address to ADT customer accounts, granting him real-time access to those customers' video feeds. In some instances, he acted without the customer's knowledge. In others, he told the customer he needed temporary access to test the system. Once in, he'd screen the video feeds for women he found attractive and then repeatedly view those feeds for sexual gratification, including watching women undress and watching couples have sex.
Daniel, that is so creepy and so disturbing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And this,
okay, nothing is ever safe. I hate this world.
I
like,
know.
the one thing that you get to try to make your house safe, and now that's also tainted, and now I'm going to fucking freak out if I ever have to install a goddamn security system.
I know, but this is the thing that's really creepy and scary, like, about these camera systems. So I was actually thinking about this the other day. One of my friends recently got some cameras to install in their house, and their cameras operate on the Wi-Fi system. And like, the thing is, you know, like there's hackers out there, right? So like, I feel like if you install cameras in your house and they're connected to like a network or whatever else, then technically, and sorry if you guys have cameras, I'm not meaning to freak anyone out or start any like conspiracy theories, but like technically those could be hacked, right? Like you have that possibility. In this case, it was like somebody working at the company, but like he was doing this for like 4.5 years of like watching people on their cameras, like in their house.
Okay, but another question. So I thought usually when you install like a security camera, it's just for the outside and like maybe the main area. Like, do people install a security camera in their bedroom?
I mean, I guess so. It sounds like the thing is Rose, we have to remember that not everyone just has sex in their bedroom, right? So they could be all over the house doing the deed. And if you have cameras set up, even if it's in like the living room or something, and like obviously like think about it, like if we had cameras installed or like in your house or whatever, eventually you kind of like forget about them being there. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, oh, they're there. But like if you're in the moment, things are heated, you'd have some glass of wine. Next thing you know, you're getting buck wild on the couch.
Okay. But do you think no, here's the thing. I just feel like this is a lot of work for like it must be like a fetish to like watch people that don't know they're being watched, like I guess, because otherwise like can't you just watch porn? It's just like a lot easier to just like watch porn or something, you know. He probably has to fumble through like hours of footage just to catch a glimpse.
Yeah.
Right?
I would think, yeah, I mean, I think so. It would take him like a really, really long time.
It's a kink. It has to be a kink.
Exactly. And the thing is, there is a kink about watching. I think there's a kink that some people have about watching other people have sex called like, I think it's voyeurism. Maybe there's, like you said, like another level of that. Cause some people, they do voyeurism whereby they'll like be in a room and the other people know, and they'll, knowingly have sex while the other person's watching. Right. But then there must be another one, like you said, of a fetish of somebody like watching from the street and looking in somebody's bedroom or like, it's
God. That's so creepy. Well, maybe some people do have security cameras in their bedrooms too. Well, guys, leave us a comment below.
Yeah. Do you have security cameras in your bedrooms? Maybe you don't want to comment on that.
Or like if you think it's normal or if you know anything about this, because I always thought security cameras, you just kind of leave it for intruders like outside.
But then what about like, for example, okay, here's another spin as to why I think maybe someone would have it in their bedroom is like, let's say you have a maid or someone cleaning, like a cleaning person coming in, you might, and let's say you have some like really expensive jewels and things like that in your bedroom.
Right.
You might have a camera set up for that reason.
Right. It's like a nanny cam too.
Exactly. Like a nanny cam for like anybody, like if you have friends over to your house, but if you have some very valuable, like, I don't know, jewels or family heirlooms or whatever, like, yeah.
Honestly, guys, once again, more money, more problems. I'm telling you. Okay.
I know. I just remember seeing this article and I was just like, oh my God. Like it gives you the chills. Cause it's like,
that is so creepy.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I can't think, like, that is so creepy. And like, that's traumatizing. Like, imagine knowing that somebody has been watching you for years. That is just some fucking next level traumatizing shit.
Oh my God. I will need
therapy for years.
I didn't even think of that, Rose. I didn't even think of that aspect of it. I just thought, it would be like really gross to find out, like really creepy to find that out. But then to think that literally somebody has been watching you, and who knows what they've been watching, because you're like, oh, what you do in the privacy of your home, and they've been watching for like 5 years.
Oh my, I'm so traumatized. Daniel, this is like, have you ever heard those stories? I think I remember watching, I think it was The Maury Show. Guys, I used to watch The Maury Show when I was young.
You love that show, didn't you?
It probably tainted my mind. Oh my God, I watched it when I was like 12. It was like so not good. Anyways, I remember there was like some episode, I think it was, I'm almost certain it was The Maury Show, but there would be like episodes of like women that got like, they were victims of like peeping, are they called peeping Toms?
Peeping Toms,
is that what it's called? Yeah. So like, for example, there would be like a mirror and it would be like I don't know if this is real. Okay. But like, it'd be like a two-way mirror. And like, so they didn't know that they were being watched, but then like some dude was like stalking them and like watching them for years. And then later they find out and it's like super traumatizing, like that kind of shit. Like that reminds me of that kind of shit. That's fucking creepy.
I know, so scary. One of my friends actually in Calgary used to live in a basement suite. This was years ago, right? This was like 10 years ago, whatever. She used to live in a basement suite and she was in her bedroom one time. She heard some rustling by her window and like didn't know what was going on. And then she was like away for a while and she came back and I can't remember if I think she said she found like a video camera or something. Like it looked like someone was trying to set something up like outside of her bedroom window. And she freaked out and was like, oh my God, like what is going on? So it's pretty.
What was the conclusion? Daniel, you can't just leave us with that. What was the conclusion?
I know. The conclusion was she took the video camera and that whoever did that never came back to her house. And I don't know. That was kind of the end of it. But I was like, oh my God, like that's so scary. Like, Oh,
That
God.
is so fucking terrifying. Oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. We're talking about some terrifying shit today.
I know.
But like, that's some fucking next level shit.
That
Okay.
it reminds me of this, like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like, you know, like they always say like Big Brother's watching and stuff. And like there was a movie like years ago, and I think it was what was it? It was like a computer company or something that was like spying on people, and they were like it was like a big conspiracy theory, and it was crazy. But it does I think taking away from that, sorry to like creep you guys out, especially I know a lot of people, Rose, listen to this podcast while they're going for walks, so I feel really bad to be like saying this stuff while people are like
they're like
walking.
trying to relax, they're trying to like, you know, be, you know, have peace of mind, have a fun walk, and then we're talking about fucking stalkers, peeping toms, you know, anesthesia. I can never say that word.
Anesthetic. No.
But there's also the ja word, no? Right. Anesthesia? Anyway, it's one of those weird words. I never know if I'm saying it correctly.
But no, like the thing is, I think the important lesson to be learned from that story, although like even the way that you just kind of summarized it earlier, Rose, just creeped me out as well about the whole like you've been watched for 5 years. That thought didn't even cross my mind. But
what? Did it cross your? But that's like the first thing that crossed my mind.
I know that. I just thought, oh, it's kind of like a bit creepy to think that somebody's been watching you, but then that next level of taking it like not just today, like they've been watching you for 5 years, like
oh my God.
But I think the lesson to be learned is just, I mean, it's hard to with those cameras and stuff, but maybe like again, like just be mindful that you do have them in your house, and like know that like although you'd want to trust obviously the security company and whatever else, or you know, if you install them yourself and have them connected to the Wi-Fi, is like maybe, you know, if you're having intimate moments with your partner, maybe just you know, do it in a place that doesn't have the camera. Like it's almost like we have to kind of live our lives like we're on like a reality TV show. I kind of feel like nowadays it's like, don't do crazy shit when you're drunk anymore out on a night out, because you will be filmed.
Right.
Can only have sex in certain designated areas where there's no video cameras. Otherwise, somebody is watching you.
Oh my God. It's like, okay, well, I mean, you just gotta have sex in the bed, okay? Don't be doing some frisky shit on the couch, okay?
That gets boring fast, Rose, okay? Come on.
I know, Daniel, but you know what? Would you rather be watched?
It's so scary.
That's fucking scary, okay? It's like we're all living in the Truman Show, you know? We're just being watched all the time.
Oh, yeah, God.
It's creepy. What do we do?
Oof, I don't even know. I don't know what the answers are.
God, this world, the more technology, more problems.
I know. It really bothers me, especially like the fact that like obviously when you're installing security cameras, it's for protection. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's like you're doing it to protect yourself, and yet you're being violated.
Exactly. And to be honest, like a lot of people not everybody, but like quite often when people install video cameras, it's because that they've been, you know, robbed or violated in some way.
Oh, God.
So they'd want that extra level of protection. Obviously, some people just do it for like a precaution.
Right.
But I would imagine like a lot of people that go through some kind of robbing or something that's happened would be more likely to invest in a security system. And the fact of the matter is those people are again being violated by somebody else that's like using their security system. Like,
oh God. Oh my God. This reminds me, sorry to keep going on this, guys, but this reminds me of like, remember like a few years ago, there was like that huge hacking situation of celebrity nudes. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
And it was like everyone, it was like Jennifer Lawrence and like a bunch of other people. And I'm like, God damn. Okay, see, if I was famous, okay, I would not be taking nudes like that. Because like, I'm sorry, like I'm not blaming them. Yeah, but like that's one thing I would be like, do not ever do this, because 100% people are always going to try to hack your shit.
Oh yeah.
If you're fucking famous. And it's just like, it's just not worth it. Unless, I mean, unless you don't mind it being leaked, then, you know, whatever. Yeah. But it's like that kind of shit is like fucking scary. Okay. And it sucks. Like,
I know, not even just celebrities though. I mean, obviously that sucks when that happens, but you always hear like, again, going back to like the whole like nudes and stuff, like horror stories about like ex-partners, like blasting that onto like the web and doing all kinds of crazy shit with it. So you just have to be so careful.
right? Like that's so yeah. Like just don't trust anybody. Moral of the story, don't trust anybody. Don't trust your partner. If they want to take pictures of you or take videos, just be like, fuck you. I don't know when this is going to end, but I'm not risking it.
God, Rose, I already have trust and commitment issues. This is not helping me at all.
Well, just don't do,
Oh, God.
Just remember, photos last, okay? There's digital memory, people.
Oh, there is. Digital memory is a real thing.
And revenge porn. Is it revenge porn? Is that what it's called? When they release?
So. Like sex videos
revenge porn is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It just sucks.
But it did make Kim Kardashian's career, so might be worth it. Who knows?
True. And Paris Hilton.
True.
Yeah. So I think the thing that sucks about that though is it's annoying because it's like an intimate moment that you want to share with your partner, and it's like it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, why do people suck so much? I don't understand.
I know, but it's like getting robbed, right? It's like you wish that you could just live in a world where there's no locks and you could just walk over to your neighbors and have a fun time. But you know what? You gotta lock that shit because people gonna break in. They're gonna be some. It's just not good. We live in a shitty fucking world.
God damn.
And on that positive note.
Yes, on that very positive highlight, guys. Sorry to this was turned into a very creepy podcast.
Let's talk about something fun
today.
just at the very end, okay? Let's talk about something fun.
When?
What's a fun situation?
What's fun going on right now? I have nothing happening in my life, okay, guys? Like right now, I'm like in my parents' basement. I work every day and
oh my God, right? Isn't it kind of depressing?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to get to a dark place because I think that there's a lot to be thankful for. And
yes, very true.
I've still got to go for an amazing walks and stuff. So I'm trying not to dwell too much, but in terms of what's exciting and stuff right now, I would say
I know
my life isn't bad, but it's also not exciting right now. Nothing really is going on at the moment. I feel like
I know. I mean, I've been watching Good Girls, which has been annoying me, but also it's kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
There's also the show that my roommate made me watch. It's called Bling Empire.
Oh my
Bling
God,
Empire?
I watched it as well.
Did you watch? Daniel, you watch too much television. How many episodes did you watch? Did you watch the whole thing?
No. I've seen 3 episodes.
Oh my God. It is insufferable, that show.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's so staged, though. It's so fake.
It's so staged, guys. If you guys don't know, it's basically a reality show of a bunch of rich Asians. It's like Crazy Rich Asians, but reality. Yeah. And I'm doing this in quotations because it's not reality. It's so fake.
It's
just
so
all
ridiculous.
of their Botox.
I know. Oh my God. Although I have to say the one guy in it is so cute.
Which guy? The really crazy boyfriend?
No. Not him, the Korean guy.
Oh, the model guy, the Korean model guy. Yes, he's cute. And you could just tell he was just randomly hired for this role because let's face. Yeah. So basically there's this one guy that's supposed to be just a normal dude from somewhere, in the States. I think he was adopted when he was a kid.
He was, yeah.
Anyways. And then somehow he's friends with all these billionaires and I don't think they go into any story of how they met or how they're friends because somehow he's rolling with these billionaires. I'm like, bitch, you were just hired for this job. But yeah, he's pretty good looking.
He really is.
I see right through this bullshit.
He's my type.
Oh, he's your type. Yeah, Daniel got some yellow fever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
No, but he's cute. He's cute.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's that.
That's life right now. So
anything else to add, Daniel?
Not really. I mean, I've seen a few episodes of Bling Empire. I'm rewatching Schitt's Creek because I love it so much.
Which I started watching.
It's good, isn't it? Isn't it so nice?
I mean, it's cute. It's not something that gets me I like to have it on sometimes, and it's a casual good watch. It's good to watch when I want to watch something lighthearted and but it's not something where I'm like, oh, I have to see the next episode. You know what I mean? It's different like that, but it's good. It's cute. I like it. Yeah.
I just love them. I just love the mom. She's my favorite.
The
character.
mom is, oh my God, you guys, I did not realize it was the mom from Home Alone. And it was killing me. I watched the first few episodes and I was like, where is this woman from? She's the mom from Home Alone, but she is legendary in Schitt's Creek.
God. I just love how she always says every time she talks, it's like these most elaborate like sentences that are so ridiculous. Like I just freaking, I love her.
She's great.
Her. Yeah.
She's great. What did you think about Good Girls?
I liked it. I liked it in the beginning. I watched like I watched it like a year ago or something, like a while ago.
Yeah, I am always very late on my shows.
I watched like maybe, this is another thing though too, is I feel like because of the pandemic, and I don't know if this is everyone's like situation, because I'm not kidding you, before this pandemic happened, like when I was living in London and when I was living in Spain, like I feel like I didn't watch that much TV. Like I just didn't have time. Like I was always like going to the gym, doing things. Like I felt like I was a lot busier. Whereas once the pandemic's come, I've watched so much TV series. It's
You definitely watch a lot of TV now.
Yeah, like it's like, but no, with Good Girls, I liked the first like season or two. I think I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I felt like it started to get like almost the same story over and over again.
Right.
And then I did start to get a little bit like, I could probably watch it again, like a few episodes. I don't know, I'd get back into it, but I don't know. I started to lose interest, and then I started watching something else, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that show right now. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's fun. Like it is funny, and it does keep me watching.
Yeah.
But it's so ridiculous. Like the plot is just so unbelievably bad. Like in terms of how I did a rant about this in my mukbang that I posted today. But basically, like one thing that bugs me is just so unrealistic in terms of like, first of all, even like the first episode when they they go into like rob the grocery store, and like they're barely covering their faces. It's just like so obvious it's them.
Yeah.
And that somehow they get away with this fucking robbery. And then they start like washing counterfeit money. And somehow they're getting away with buying like thousands of dollars worth of like computer products with cash.
Yeah.
And no one is checking if it's counterfeit money.
I know. It's so ridiculous.
I want to live in that world. I would fucking wash money if it was that easy. Like, are you joking?
But this is the thing. It's like, I remember even like when I worked at restaurants and stuff, like in Calgary and also in the UK, like even when you got like a $20 bill, you're supposed to know how to check it as like a server or whatever, you know, even just a $20 bill. So like, and actually like, I'm sure there's some good counterfeits out there, but there's certain things like money is actually, because it has all those like special holograms and all that random shit. And like, if you hold it up to the light, you can see certain things. It's freaking hard to replicate. Like it is not easy. So
exactly. So
I've tried.
Yes, but anyways, you've tried.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, those are the shows that we are watching at the moment. Anything else you're watching, Daniel?
Nothing.
Are you going to keep watching Bling Empire?
Yeah, I might watch a few, but it's starting to get a bit ridiculous, and I don't know. I'm just kind of like,
it was ridiculous from the beginning. Trust.
I know, and I'm like, who's like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like,
who's what?
I was gonna say,
who's this rich?
Yeah. Well, first of all, who is that rich? And then also, it's like, how are they all friends? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even like get it.
They're not friends.
Yeah, I know. They're just like together for that show.
Put together.
Yeah.
They're cast.
Yeah, they were cast. Well, this is it, right? Any of these shows, like a lot of them, the reality shows, they're all cast. Right?
Yeah.
So
like even The Hills, let's face it.
Oh yeah. 100%. I don't know how I thought The Hills was real at the time. Like I saw a couple old clips on YouTube, like it was popping up on my feed because they were doing a Hills reboot. And with Misha Barton randomly on there as well from
of course,
the OC or something. I was like, what the?
I think she was in like the last few like seasons. Was she?
No, she's like an actual actress.
Oh, she's in the new reboot?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Guys, I haven't actually seen the reboot. I just saw some things come up on my YouTube, like whatever.
Oh my God,
like,
so cringe. So cringe.
I know. And I started watching, like, I saw a couple old clips of like, you know, there'll just be like a 2-minute clip or whatever. Oh my God. I was like, how did I ever think this was real? Like, what?
Yeah, you thought it was like fully real?
I thought it was pretty real. Like I thought it was like back, but think like it was like years ago, like way back then, you know? Like
it was like new reality TV style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought it was like real. I thought it was like semi-real, but I thought it was fake at the same time. Just because I was like, just realistically, I think the reason why I thought like I knew it was fake, it was just like the logistics of it. I'm like, okay, Audrina, so one of the girls, like she would sit in her office and get a random like 2-minute phone call. And then it's like, hi, Lauren. Okay, let's go to that party. I'll see you there tonight. There's going to be so much drama. Yeah. And then like hang up. And then that's like the scene. I'm like, You mean to tell me that the cast was there at the right place at the right time or waited all day for that one phone call? Yeah. Hell no. You went in there to film that goddamn, scene.
Yeah. No, exactly. Oh, it'd be a production. Anyway, on that happy note, thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. Sorry for the little bit of darkness at the end. Yeah, listening as well. Yeah, thanks, Rose.
Yes.
Sorry for that little bit of darkness in the end, guys. Hopefully that didn't creep you out too much. Yeah, and what was I going to say now? I totally lost my train of thought.
Oh my gosh, let me do this conclusion because Daniel can't speak. So guys, just a little reminder, our Patreon is now only $3 a month to join. You get a bonus episode every single month. If you haven't joined yet, what are you doing? Our Patreon family is growing. Come join us. Exactly. One bonus episode every month, and you get every episode a week earlier than everybody else. And you get ad-free episodes. So you can watch our videos ad-free. You can listen ad-free, all of that goodness. Check us out. Patreon is linked below, patreon.com/The SaVeg Podcast. Of course, guys, follow us on Instagram, The SaVeg Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, by the way, in our next Patreon exclusive.
I was just about to say, I was literally just,
I was like,
what
are we going to do? What are we going to do, Daniel?
Rose, well, we're basically going to take, what is it called? The love language test?
Yes.
So me and Rose are going to do like a love language test. And
have you ever taken it, Daniel?
I think I have. I'm not going to tell you guys what I got because we're going to save that for the exclusive.
It's going to be a secret.
And yeah, that's going to be our January exclusive this month, guys.
That'll be so fun, you guys.
I'm so excited.
And I'm sure it'll spark some really fun conversation. So yeah, join us if you want to listen to that January exclusive coming soon. Come join us on Patreon. And if not, that's fine. You can listen to us, of course, every single week. We put out the public episodes.
Yes.
And yeah, let us know what you thought down below. Rate us if you haven't already. And thank you so much for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.